Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08 and welcome to the 19th episode of my Rails of Industry Minecraft series. In today's episode, I hope to build a cart that will do some underground tunneling for me automatically, and that will involve the mod Steve's carts. So let's get started. The first thing I need to do is I need to build a hull, and I don't need to build just any hull. I actually need the best hull to fit all of the different modules that I will be using, and that is the Galgadorian hull. This thing is quite expensive though. It requires a lot of this Galgadorian metal as well as Galgadorian wheels, and the recipes are like so. So let's get started on that. So let's make some of this. Let's make some of the lumps of Galgador. For right now, let's try to do 30. I'm not sure if I can do that many. Okay, so I can. And yeah, this is all the stuff that is involved. The most expensive stuff is definitely the spider eyes, the magma cream, and the gas tears. However, gas tears are now cheap since I can make them from catalyzing glands. 3 catalyzing glands can make a gas tear. The only things that are really expensive, therefore, are the spider eyes and the magma cream. However, I also have a pretty good method to get magma cream. And to get magma cream, I am actually pulverizing the magma blocks. And you actually get 4 magma creams for each magma block. So that is actually really, really nice. So did I actually start that craft? I did not. No, I didn't. So let's go ahead and start that craft. In addition to doing that, I want to grab some magma cream. And I actually want to send it to a centrifugal separator so that I can get some more blaze powder. And I should have one of those guys somewhere. There it is. So okay, so I can only do 64 for right now because it doesn't have a chest attached to pull from, but that's okay. So let's see, okay, what else I can do for this hull. And I should have some of the lumps of Galgador. Oh, I need to furnace these, that's right. So I'm going to grab the first 20 of them and I'm going to furnace them. I think for some of the things I need some of the unfurnished variants. I just need the lumps of Galgador. So I'm not going to furnace all of it, at least not right now. Okay, so the next thing is I need to get some of the refined metal here. And to get that, I need some of the stabilized metal, and I need to furnish that up. So I have several of that already made, or quite a bit of that. Let's go ahead and just furnish up half a stack. And actually, I'm just going to wait on that, I guess. So there we go. We should have some of that metal coming in pretty soon. So then we can go ahead and make the wheels, and then I should be able to make the hull as well. Okay, so I'm still waiting on some of that metal. And it might just take a hot minute to get here, but it should be here anytime now. And that's not what it's called. I can't spell either. It's actually reinforced metal. Okay, it's coming in now, so if we do this, that should be the wheels. And let's go ahead and grab one set because I will be using those to make the hull. So let's see here. Now let's get that going. Okay, so this hull will be pretty spectacular. It can allow me to do a lot of things with, and so that I can include lots and lots of modules which I will need. So I have a list of modules that I want to build, and the most important one is actually the drill. So let's look up the drill, the Galgadorian drill here. It is fantastically expensive. So it requires some of this enhanced Galgadorian metal. The thing is, this enhanced Galgadorian metal is expensive. There's no other way for that. So let's go ahead and type in the recipe. And let's make sure. I already have that automated. Okay, so I need 3 of these. And I'm not going to have enough spider eyes. Is there anything else that I need? So I just need a lot of spider eyes. Let's see. Okay, so let's circle back around to the Galgadorian drill. When night falls, I'm probably going to go spider hunting so that hopefully I can get my 32 spider eyes. But in the meantime, I can do some other things. So I will also need some sort of storage for my contraption or my cart that I'm making. And for that, I'm going to use some side chests. So the side chests are relatively easy to make. I already have most of the components for that automated. So let's go ahead and grab side chests. There we go. And let's go ahead and get liquid sensors. And I'm not doing this in any particular order other than what I have written down. And for liquid sensors, where's the liquid sensors? There they are. Okay, so this is, I'm not sure if I have lava with me. Do I have lava? I have just a little bit of lava, but that'll do. So the liquid sensors, what they do is they allow the cart to see liquid nearby, and so that the cart won't mine away something that will then like send liquid on into its path, which would destroy the track and then ultimately destroy the cart. So the liquid sensors are going to be a very important part of the cart. Next, I need liquid cleaner. And the liquid cleaner actually allows the cart to take liquids in the environment and put them into internal tanks. The liquid cleaner is made like this, and we need to make some of the stuff here. Do I have any of the... I should have some of the floral green powder there. Do I have... Okay, so I can make some of the floral green powder with some shears, some fertilizer. And let's grab a little bit more of this fertilizer. And I think I've done this in one of the episodes in the past. What we do is we take this, we make it into the mystical flower petals, and then we just can plant these. And then we hit them with fertilizer. And then the last step is very important that we use shears, because if we don't use shears, it will not actually harvest the plant. It'll just destroy it. So now I should have a bunch of the tall mystical flowers, and then I can make these. And let's plant a few more of these, because I feel like I might need just a little bit more than I had there. And then let's do this one more time. Okay, so that should be good. That should provide me plenty of the green floral powder once I reduce it to that point. So let's keep a few of the tall plants just active. And then what I can do is I can put most of this stuff away. And then I can get a mortar and pestle. And let's reduce this stuff down to the floral powder by doing this. There we go. Now I should have the floral powder for the cleaning tubes. There we go. So I do need, what, I think 6 of these. Let's make 8 just because. I mean, they're not very expensive, so why not? And then I will need to make the liquid cleaning core, which actually I need a few more of the cleaning tubes, but that's okay. I also need to put in the fan here, and I might as well, I can't grab it because I don't have any of the iron bars, it looks like. Okay, so I should be able to make this now. And then finally this. So what I can do is, let's just drop all that in there. And then I can automatically have this system build the liquid cleaner for me. So there we go. Not too shabby. Okay, so the next thing I want is a divine shield. And the divine shield will prevent the cart from being destroyed by mobs or other various things that may happen to it. Divine shield is obsidian, refined hardener, and diamond block. It is a little bit expensive. Not necessarily for me, but it can be for someone just diving into Steve's carts. Okay, so next I want some internal tanks. And the liquid cleaner actually requires you to have tanks because you have to have somewhere to put the liquids. So let's see here. The internal tanks have a relatively high modular cost, but they actually are fairly cheap here. I don't think I have any of this automated, so let's get the tank pane and the tank valves going. And it looks like that's pretty cheap. Just some glass and some iron. Okay, so I need 2 of these. At least that's the plan for right now. And the internal tanks don't hold very much, very high amount of liquid, but that's okay. Holding a little bit will probably do just fine. So next I want to get a height controller, and this allows me to tell the cart exactly what level I want it to mine on, and that's fairly important. So let's grab that. I can also do paper. Paper's pretty easy. And then I should be able to do... Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. And then I can grab the height controller here. And then after we stick the pattern in here, I can grab one for real. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm about halfway done. I still have several modules I need. So I need an ore extractor. I don't actually need an ore extractor, but it would be something nice to have. The ore extractor, basically, if it sees a vein of ore on the edge of like where you're mining, it will actually extract the rest of it. So say you're making a 5x5 tunnel, and I can actually illustrate this down here. So actually not very well because I've covered most of the walls with stone. But say this amber right here. If this amber ore actually goes back several blocks into the wall here, and the ore extractor sees that, it will mine all of the amber ore, but not the stone around it in the walls here. So that's nice to have. A better example would be that coal down there. If, for example, I was mining, say, sideways here, and I came across this, or if the cart came across this coal ore on the side, it would also mine all the coal ore up. So that's kind of valuable to have, especially if you're using the cart for mining, actually mining. That's going to be kind of a secondary function for me. I'm more or less using it for the tunnel making, but that's okay. It's definitely nice to have the ore extractor. And I misspelled extractor because I had an E. But the ore extractor is also fairly expensive here, but I should be able to make it without too much of a problem. So let's grab that. It does have a very high modular cost at 80, and some of these things do have a very high modular cost, which is why I need the Gaugadorian hull, which I actually never grabbed, did I? So let's actually grab one of those. There we go. So that's the hull. I can replace that. Okay, so next I want drill intelligence, and this allows me to actually tell the drill what blocks to mine. The Gaugadorian hull, if I remember right, allows you to mine in a gigantic 9x9 tunnel. I'm actually going to be using this to do 5x5 tunnels. So having this will be really nice so that I can tell it exactly what blocks to mine and what blocks not to mine. And I will show you at the end of the episode exactly what I mean by that, but it shows like a 9x9 grid, and you can individually tell it to mine certain blocks and leave other blocks alone. So that's nice to have. The next thing is I would like to add is a top chest. I actually have this already automated, and I don't have chest locks automated, so let me do that real fast. So chest locks are super cheap. They are that right there. And I can actually go ahead and grab my top chest now. Okay, so the next thing I want is a bridge builder. And this is something that actually needs to be... I actually very much need this, because if I come across a gap, or if my cart comes across a gap rather, it needs to be able to build a bridge for itself to actually get over that gap. And so that's what the bridge builder allows. And that kind of coincides with, I think, what the next thing I'm going to be building, which is the railer. The railer is, or the large railer rather, is what I'm actually going to use. The railer allows the carts to lay track as it goes, and that's going to be very important for me because I'm going to be using these carts to lay track and build tunnels for me, and them laying track along the way is a really, really nice thing to have. So I do want to make it into the large railers. The large railer, I believe, just allows the cart to hold more track. So that's definitely something I want, because I have enough storage that the cart should be able to go a fairly long ways without having to come back and dump all its items that it's getting. Okay, so next I want to make a coal engine, and basically the cart needs some form of power, and we're going to use coal. I believe that the cart can also grab the coal that it is mining and put it into the coal engine inventory. I really think it can. I'm not 100% sure. I will look at that later. But for right now, I believe it can, so that'll be really, really helpful. Okay, so the next thing I want is some internal storage, and I already have that automated. It is just basically small chests on the inside of the cart. And then I also want to grab an incinerator. So the incinerator will allow me to burn up some of the blocks that I don't really need to keep, such as cobblestone. I already have over 1 million cobblestone, so why would I need my cart to grab me more cobblestone? That's not something I really need. Okay, so I need to build some nether bricks. That's not a problem at all. If I just grab a bunch of netherrack, I can do that. Also, I've noticed that it's night, and it's probably been night for a little while. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to go spider hunting. And once it is daytime again, I will be right back. So I didn't get quite enough spiders during my hunting trip, but I can continue. And there are several things I can still do. First off, let's take a look at the drills recipe. I have most everything I need except for the enhanced Galgadorian metal. That's what makes this thing fantastically expensive, because these lumps of Galgador are fairly expensive in and of themselves. But each one of these enhanced Galgadorian metals needs 9 of these. So that's kind of where the expense lies. So I can actually make 1 of them right now. So let's go ahead and do that. And so that I can actually get the crafting recipe going. But like I said, I am just a little bit short, which is a little bit disappointing. Let's go ahead and... okay, so I was late there, but that's okay. It should be in my system relatively quickly. And... I believe it's enhanced Galgadorian metal, so there is, and I believe the recipe is like that. So that is for the drill there, and like I said, I think I'm just a little bit short here, so let's try to make 2 of these. I am missing some spider eyes, or some of these can also make spider eyes. So yeah, I'll need to get some more spider eyes on another hunting trip, but in the meantime I can grab a few things that I also still need. So I'm going to need... I never grabbed my railer, did I? So let's grab the large railer. There we go. Let me make sure I have everything. So I have the incinerator, the 2 internal storage, I have the coal engine, I have the large railer, I have the bridge builder. I don't have the bridge builder, do I? So let's get the bridge builder. This is why we double check things. The bridge builder, the top chest, the drill intelligence. Did I grab that? I don't think I did. I really thought I grabbed that, but maybe I didn't. Apparently I didn't, because it's not in here and it's not in here. So there's the drill intelligence. The ore extractor is right here. The height controllers right here. 2 internal tanks are right here. Divine shield, liquid cleaner, liquid sensors, and side chests. I just need this drill here, which unfortunately is too expensive for right now, but I will get that here in just a little bit. So the next thing I will need are, I need cargo manager. I need at least 1 cargo manager here. Actually, I'll probably need multiples. Just to get because there's going to be a lot of things I'm going to need to give this cart and then extract from this cart. I know I'm going to need to give it gravel. I'm going to need to give, and the gravel's for the bridge builder, I believe. And then I will need to give it track for the railer. I don't think I'm going to give it lava. I'm going to hopefully, because the incinerator requires lava to work, I'm kind of hoping it can pick up lava on its own. But we'll see if that works out or not. I'm guessing that might not quite work out as planned, but whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. So I also need external distributors for the cargo managers, so let's grab those. I'm probably going to need some applied energistic stuff as well. So I'm going to need some buses here. Let's do an import bus and an export bus. For right now, let's do a couple capacity cards. And then some Fluix cable, I think. And let's actually do some covered cable. Let's see if I can't make 100 of it and just grab a stack of it. Okay, so we're almost there. There's the stack, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to see how long this cart would take to make. Oh yeah, I was going to play with that. Oh well. How long will this cart take without the drill? Oh shoot. Okay, so oh wow, this thing is not going to have nearly as much storage as I really hoped. If I didn't have to have the liquid cleaners on this, I could use extracting chests, but the extracting chests also occupy the center side. So I'm going to have to make do with not a whole lot of storage, to be honest. Oh shoot. So I can't even do that. Okay, so the top chest has a decent amount of storage, as do the side chests, but they're not a huge amount, to be honest. Okay, so even without the drill, this thing would take 2 hours and 30 minutes to make. With the drill, it's going to be quite a bit longer. Okay, so I can't extract my hull. There we go. Okay, for whatever reason, it didn't want to. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to put all this stuff into a chest right beside the cart assembler. That way I don't lose it or misplace it or anything like that. Actually, we can get rid of this. And okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go off camera, and once it becomes nighttime, I'm going to hunt spiders again. Hopefully I can actually come up with enough spider eyes this time to make my drill. I should only need to kill something like 20 spiders, which is still quite a bit, but it's not the 30 something that I needed before. So I will be back once I have enough spider eyes to build this thing. So I am done with my hunting adventure. I do have enough spider eyes, I believe, to get this party started so that I can actually make this cart. So what I need to do is I need to make 2 of the large lumps of Galgador. And it does look like we have enough stuff, so let's go ahead and get that started. And then I need to furnace that up into the enhanced Galgadorian metal so that I can actually make this drill. Now, I do have that automated. Let's see here. Why is that? Okay, so the sugar is what's taking so long. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, and even with a couple crafting co-processors, my bad, it still takes a little while for this craft to get going. So now we have the 2 lumps of Galgadorian metal here, or large lumps of Galgadorian metal, or whatever they're called. So I just need to furnace these up, and then I can make my drill. So that's pretty fantastic. And then I can get my craft started. So let's see here. I just need to wait just a little bit for the 2 enhanced Galgadorian metals to fall into my inventory. And then I can tell it to make this. Fantastic. So this drill will last forever, which is really, really nice. I never will have to replace it or anything. So let me grab all this stuff back, and then I can go ahead and assemble this thing. So let's see. Okay, so the modular cost here is only 540 actually. This is really, really close to being able to get away with not a Galgadorian hull, but the advanced hull or whatever it's called. But it's still nice to have that extra room here. So let me see. Am I forgetting anything? I really don't think I am. So hopefully this won't be too bad. It will take over 6 hours to craft, and I kind of assumed that it would take a really long time to craft. So I do need to make sure that I have some automatic coal importing here, which I do. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to wait on this thing to craft, and a long time later I will be back to actually set up the cart and the tunnel, I guess, that I'm going to be building. So I will be back in a bit. So finally my cart is done, and let's take a look at it because I've actually made 4 changes, I guess. I've added 4 crafters to it, and that is because when I am mining, I will be getting a lot of cobblestone, but there is something I can do to kind of mitigate its impact on my inventory. What I can do is I can actually craft it into some of the denser cobblestone, and let me see if I can't find that. The compressed cobblestone, which is basically you take cobblestone, you put it in a square, and then you get compressed cobblestone, and you can continue to compress it. And essentially what that will do is save me some inventory space because this cart actually doesn't have a huge inventory. So that's going to be really, really beneficial. The next thing I'm going to do is I actually need to find, I need to decide exactly which way I'm going to have this thing tunnel. And I'm not entirely sure. I think let's go this way just because I feel like that'll be somewhere I can go in the future. So let's take a look at the overworld and let's see what is over here. It's hard to tell, but we might as well start a tunnel out this way because I know in the future I will build something out here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab some track. And for today, I don't actually think I'm going to finish this setup because there's actually quite a bit to do with the cargo manager, the external distributor, and so on and so forth to get this thing running like I need to, including chunk loading, which I kind of forgot about. But yeah, those are a lot of things that I need to deal with. But for right now, I can go ahead and do a play test to make sure this thing is going to work. So let me grab some coal. And let's grab just 2 stacks for right now. What I'm going to do is let's go ahead and put this guy down. And I actually want to turn him around. And here's the GUI. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And that's because there's a lot of modules that I have in this thing. First off, I'm not going to be able to set up all of the crafters for right now. I can go ahead and set up the first crafter. And that'll be a recipe like that. And actually, I probably can go ahead and set up the second crafter. However, the third and fourth crafters, they just require too much cobblestone. So if I go ahead and huck in some cobblestone here, let's just do a couple stacks right now. It did go ahead and start working. I didn't think it would because it doesn't have any coal in its engine. But apparently that is one of the modules. The crafters are modules that don't take any energy. So what I can do now is I can set up that second crafter. And let's scroll down here. And there we go. So we'll get the double compressed cobblestone out of the cobblestone that's in here. And as we can see, that's going to save me quite a bit of inventory space because obviously cobblestone is going to be a lot of what I'm getting from this thing. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to actually reverse this thing around. And unfortunately, the GUI seems... Okay, so it's better now. It was being a little bit slow there, but that's okay. So, where's the turnaround thing? It's probably right in front of my face. Here it is. Okay, so I can't turn it around quite yet. Let's go ahead and put things in the railer for right now. Let's go ahead and disable the drill also, just so I can throw in the coal and not have it actually start yet. I do want the Divine Shield on, but it will not turn on unless it has power. As you can see, it quickly toggles back. I'm not going to have anything in the internal tanks. That is just for getting water and lava out of the overworld that it may encounter. Okay, so let's change the height intelligence. I want this thing to mine at level 40, so let's go ahead and do that. These little boxes that are showing, I think this is showing the how often different ores appear, and I think this is iron right here. If we go down further, yes, that's what it is, exactly what it is. So as you can see, gold doesn't start until level 33, and there's not much of it. There's emeralds, I think that's lapis. I'm not sure what, I think this is coal. I'm not 100% sure though. But we want this thing to be at level 40, so let's go ahead and do that. The drill intelligence over here, there's a lot going on, and actually this is a lot larger than I thought. Okay, these are 2 blocks that it will always remove. What I'm going to do is, because I have this started off center, and I'm always going to do this because oftentimes I have two tracks in a single tunnel. I need to keep that in mind. What I need to do is actually... what I want to do right now is... I do want to disable the drill for right now, just so it doesn't do anything. It doesn't destroy my tunnel when I start this. But I need to set up the drill intelligence here. So I will be going this way. So I need to have it take out certain blocks. So I need to... oh, just in case you haven't played with this before, the green blocks are blocks that it will mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it do a 5x5 tunnel, but it needs to be off center like I said. So let's see here. I think, yep, that's my 5x5 tunnel. And actually, I don't know that this is going to work super well because when it... You know, I think it will work. I was going to say when it gets to the end of a passage or when it is when it's unable to continue mining because its chests are full, it will turn around. But I don't think it will mine anything more when it does turn around. If it does, then we're going to have a problem because my tunnel's going to be bigger than I intended. But let's just go ahead and set this up for right now and let's see if it's going to work. I'll worry about that later if it becomes an issue, and I kind of think it might be. But there's a chance it won't be an issue, which would be great. Okay, so there's my tunnel. It can take out a lot of blocks. I thought it was 9x9, but it looks like it's even bigger. It looks like it is 9x11, which is absolutely massive. That's a lot of blocks that is going to be taken out. So I think it's about time to get this thing started. Let's enable the engine here. And I do want it to turn around. Oh, why is it freezing? Okay, so hang on here. I don't want it to be laying track here. I don't know why the GUI is opening so slow, but whatever, I'll have to deal with it. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to enable the drill. I need to turn it around, and I need to enable the engine. I need to turn around, and then I need to enable the drill. I cannot do it in any other order. Okay, so here we go. I said turn around. There you go. Oh, okay, so as you can see, it's mining out copper and things. That is the ore extractor working. So what it should be doing, and I didn't mean for it to take that flux duct, but that's okay. So I should go ahead and replace the flux duct because this should not have been destroyed. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it is mining down and it is doing what I want. So that's fantastic. Let me see how fast the inventory is filling up. Yeah, it's fairly quick because it just has top chests and side chests. The thing is that cobblestone isn't going to be taking up a whole lot of space here, so that's obviously good. Let's go ahead and turn on the divine shield because that needs to be on. And I wish I had room to put a torch layer on this because you can put a torch layer on the carts, but that takes up the sides, and I really needed the side chests, so that just didn't work out, unfortunately. What do I have on the end? Oh, I know what it is. Okay, so why did he turn around? I don't know why he turned around. And see what... Oh, I need to stop him. I don't know. I really have no idea why he turned around. But yeah, that's what's going to happen if I don't solve that problem. One thing I might do is I might have him do a 3x5 instead of doing a pattern like this. I might just go ahead and do a pattern like this and then have him run 2 paths, as in a path down each side of the tunnel. So like have him do this little path and let him do the path 2 blocks over. I think that's probably how I'm gonna have to do this, because otherwise he's going to turn around and create havoc, which is what he just did. But I think that's a pretty good wrapping up point for today's episode. I did get that cart up and running. At least I got a test out of him. There are going to be a few things I'm going to have to work on, but I think it should be all right. I should be able to figure all this out. But yeah, so in today's episode, I set up this cart, and looks like he's going to be able to do some mining for me. Gonna be able to make some tunnels for me, which is pretty fantastic. Like I said, some challenges to overcome, but he should still be an improvement over me manually making all of my tunnels. So anyways, if you liked today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you enjoy watching automation type stuff in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.